Hi everyone, welcome back to Peace and Carmen. I'm Carmen, even though you might not be able to recognize me with actual effort put into my appearance. That happens every once in a while, but it's been pretty rare lately with this whole COVID thing. So, um, today you get me with a little effort. You're welcome. Today I thought I would pay up. I owed you guys a video on the doshas. So this video is going to be all about Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. You're going to be able to figure out probably what your primary dosha is from this video. You might even figure out that you might have a secondary dosha that's pretty prominent in your constitution. But with that being said, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and welcome if you are new here. On Peace and Carmen, we do a lot of spiritual videos. We talk about physical, mental, and spiritual health on this channel. So this is going to be a fun one. Sit down, get yourself some water, and let's dive on to it. So your dosha, literally, the term dosha literally means fault, mistake, impurity, but that's not the best way to describe what a dosha is. So when your doshas are all in balance, it is harmonious and your body is able to thrive. Your mental, physical, and spiritual state is perfect. It's in balance. It's the way it's supposed to be. But when things become out of balance, when our dosha is not getting treated to its specific constitution, that is when we find that more of impurity or fault type of definition of dosha, because that's when we start seeing issues. That's when we start seeing disease and mental illness and things like that. So it is technically a fault or mistake, but when things are working well, that's not the case. It's a beautiful thing. And when we're able to know our doshas, then we're able to make sure that we're treating it the way that it wants to be treated. So that's why this video is so important. So the first one that we're going to discuss, and I'm just going to pull this up here to make sure that I am not forgetting anything. So this is what I also want to discuss. I know I was going to forget something here. So Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, what they do, it takes all five of the earth elements, or the elements, so earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Ether is like space. It takes all five of these elements and puts it into living flesh. So as humans, we are a mirror of the world, of our system. So all of our system is within us. We are also the same. So that is what a dosha is it takes all five of those elements and puts it into the person. And each person has a different percentage of each one of these doshas. So first we're going to start with Vata. So a Vata is a combination of air and ether. So that's space, okay? So their elements are going to be cold. They're going to be a little bit, they're going to be rough, dry. And let me get my thing here to make sure that I don't forget anything. Subtle, mobile, and clear. Those are the other ones. So with this dosha, when things are beautifully in balance, a Vata is going to be creative. They're going to be able to have beautiful movement. They are going to be flexible. They're artistic. But when a Vata is perhaps out of balance, that's when you're going to find anxiety and fears. They can be a little flighty sometimes. If you have that friend that, is always from this place to this place, they're from that boyfriend to that boyfriend. They're all over the place all the time. They're probably a Vata. The Vatas love to exercise. They are a thin constitution, so they are going to be small. Those are going to be those small little petite girls, or those really tall little thin girls or guys. I don't know why I always just go straight to the female pronoun, but I guess I do. That's an issue. Woman power, whatever. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. You guys have too many pronouns already for you. Let the women have one. So that is going to be your Vata. They're going to have thinner hair. They're going to have thinner skin. What else do I want to say about them? Let's check in here and make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Oh, so they're going to have irregular appetite. That's also a really great one. And the biggest one, which I'll get to in a second. But yeah, so they're going to have, they'll be the ones that forget to eat. They'll just, oh, I forgot to eat yesterday. Oops. And other doshas are like, what do you mean you forgot to eat? You know what I mean? But a Vata can do that. They have an irregular appetite. But the biggest thing for a Vata is that their bowel movements. So bowel movements is a very important thing in Ayurveda, because Ayurveda believes that the cause of disease starts in the stomach. So an Vata is going to have constipation. They're not going to have regular bowel movements. It's probably not going to be uncommon for them to not have a bowel movement within 3 to 4 days, perhaps even a week. I mean, if you are super imbalanced. So that is a huge one for the Vata, is just getting a regular movement every day. Let's see. They are daydreamers. They live in the head. That is a Vata. They're airy. They're in their head. But that is also what contributes to their anxiety when they are off balance and things aren't being treated the way that their constitution would prefer it. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what I wanted to say about the Vata. They might have lighter hair, things like that. But I feel like the colors of the hair is kind of something that has been starting to get outdated now. In older texts, that is definitely something that they talk about, is the different shades of hair, the different color of skin, which if you do have, specific ethnicities, they are predisposed to different constitutions. But we are, as time goes by, we're getting mixed and mingled. So I don't really put too much emphasis on the different colors of skin and hair and things like that. So, yeah, that is what I want to say about the Vata dosha. Next is Pitta. So for me, I am a Pitta Kapha. So what that means, which I have a lot of Vata in me too, but it's definitely my primary dosha is Pitta. My secondary is Kapha. So a Pitta is going to be a medium build. They are going to kind of be your average height, your average size. They usually maintain their weight pretty well. They can gain pretty easy and lose pretty easy, but most of the time it's going to stay kind of in a consistent range. It's not going to be something super excessive for them. They are fire. They are fire with a little bit of water. So Pittas can have a little temper when they are off balance. They can get a little bit quick to react sometimes. But when a Pitta is balanced, they are intelligent, extremely intelligent. They are wise. They're driven. One of the things that you'll find with a Pitta is that they might lose their hair. They can bald. When they have a lot of wisdom to give, they begin to bald. They also turn gray. The saying, when you they literally burn their hair out. So they will gray early, and they will also bald pretty early too. Those are common characteristics of a Pitta. Let's see. Let's go to my book here. And this is the book. Like I said, that I have gotten my Ayurvedic health counseling certification. So this is one of the textbooks that we actually learn in school. This is written by Dr. Laud, which is a well-known Ayurvedic doctor. So yeah, I just want to I didn't say the elements of them or the different attributes of this sign. So I should have, made this a little bit more. I should have taken the time, written this out, but I put all this effort into my look. So sorry guys, you get to look at me at least while I figure out what I'm doing here. I'm still new at this video thing. I'm trying to figure it out. But the attributes of a Pitta is going to be hot, sharp, light, liquid, mobile, and oily. They're going to be slightly oily. Kapha is going to be a little bit more oily. So yeah, I think that that's pretty much what I'd like to say about them. They can tend to be the perfectionist. They can be a little judgmental at times. They're going to have moderate strength, while a Vata is going to be a little bit more frail, a little bit weaker. Vatas will also experience a little bit more pain. They're going to be more sensitive to pain. So their pain scale is going to be much lower than a Pitta or Kapha. So Pitta is going to be right in the middle, okay? Yeah, so I think that's pretty much all I want to say about Pitta. And of course, if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to comment them down below. And also let me know what you think your doshas are, because I would really love to hear that. Yeah, so, Pittas are going to be bright. So they're going to have bright eyes, bright teeth, bright skin. They're fire, so they're literally just shining out. So those people that are just, you look at them and they look very bright, that's a Pitta type of thing. So next, we have beautiful Kaphas. So Kaphas, poor thing, have such a bad rep, and they don't deserve it. They honestly don't, because Kaphas are one of the most loving, the most stable doshas that there are. They can be calm, cool, collected. They're the people that they can stay complacent sometimes. That can be their issue, that they can be complacent. They can be working at the same job for 20 years and not bat an eye. That's just what they like to do. They don't want to take a different route to work or a different route home. They want to take the same thing. They are stable. They are loyal. They will be there for you. Kaphas, I got your back. I don't know why they got such a bad rep, because Kaphas, I hear you and I got your back. So the attributes of a Kapha are going to be heavy, slow, dull, cold, oily, liquid, dense, soft, static, hard, sticky. So these things, these attributes, because these are all things, so these can all be found within our tissues, within ourselves. So our mucus and things like that, when you look at some of these attributes, you can see that they relate. So you can say that mucus would be a Kapha issue when you have mucus that is sticky and dense and things like that, okay? When you have more of a lighter, clear, runnier nose, that's going to be probably more not Kapha. That's going to be more of a Vata or Pitta type of thing, depending on, more of the issues with that. So a Kapha is earth and water. So that's why it's going to have that heaviness. Kaphas are those doshas where it's super, super hard for them to lose weight. It is super easy for them to gain and extremely difficult for them to lose. They are going to be very lubricated because they have all that water and earth. So they can hold water retention. That can be an issue, but their tissues, okay, when you say black don't crack, Black people tend to be more predisposed to a Kaphic dosha. That is why they stay youthful and young forever. Their tissues have that oil. They have all that great unctuous attributes about them that keep them young. And Vatas, the catch-22, unfortunately, because they're dry, they tend to age a little bit sooner. They tend to their skin will dry out. because they're dry and it's thin. So that's one perk with the Kaphas. You can't lose weight, but you know what? You'll stay young. Your tissues are going to be well nourished. What else do I want to say? They're going to be strong. Kaphas are strong. They have a bigger build, okay? Their muscles are going to be bigger. Everything about them is going to be bigger. They're going to have thick hair. They are going to have bigger eyes, bigger teeth. Let's see. They can have cravings for sweets, so can Pittas. And for salt, which the salt will lead to the water retention, so that's also, a thing. They're going to be loving and compassionate. When they are off balance, they can be possessive. That's when they will become attached or lazy. But when they are balanced, that's when they're going to have peace, love, longevity, due to their strong constitution. So I literally just read that right out of the book. So Kaphas, I don't know why you have such a bad rep, and that's what I've seen, and maybe it's just what I've heard, but I always hear that, like, everyone wants to be Vata, and, like, Kapha's, like, everyone's, like, shying away from Kapha, but Kapha is a great that is a great dosha to have, so do not be ashamed if you are a Kapha, okay? I just want to make sure that is said, because I got a lot of Kapha in my chart too. I'm going to represent for you. Yeah, so those are the 3 doshas. Kaphas are going to stay in a relationship for a long time. Like I said, they're loyal. They can stay at a job for forever. They're going to stay in the relationship for a really long time. So while Vatas might go off and, try all the different sauces, Kaphas are going to know what they want. They're going to stick right to it. For Pittas, when they get angry and things like that, they might blow up and then they'll fizzle out. So they won't hold a grudge like a Kapha person will. Okay? So a Pitta, they'll get mad. Pitta's got that fire, so they'll get a little angry, but it'll be a big burst and then it'll fizzle out, and then they can let it go, while Kaphas tend to hold on to those grudges a little bit more. What other things do I want to say about them? Yeah, so I do want to go deeper in this because there is that Vata, Pitta, and Kapha within each person and within our digestive system, things like that. Oh, I didn't talk about the bowel movements for Pittas and Kaphas. This is such an important part of Ayurveda, so that's why I say that, even though it's kind of like weird to talk about, but on my channel, we talk about weird stuff, okay? We talk about grief all the time. That's taboo. But you know what? These are things that have to be talked about. It's just what it is. Things have to be said. So Pittas, they are the type of person who will go multiple times a day when it comes to our bowel movements. They might be loose. That's when you might have, they'll be little pieces, not to get gross, but there will be multiple times a day and there'll be little pieces. And they will also they'll be thirsty and hungry all the time. They're the people who will get hangry, okay? A Pitta will be hangry, where a Vata's like, oh, what's wrong? Like, nobody else understands why the Pitta gets so like, well, that's why. They need that. They need that food. Like I said, Vatas will have the constipation. They might have little rabbit pebbles, Kapha's or Pitta's going to be loose, and then a Kapha will probably have one solid bowel movement a day that's going to be a little bit longer and a little thicker. So, just to talk about poop today. Didn't think we were going to talk about poop on this video, did ya? No, we are. We're going to talk about everything. So they can also have constipation sometimes when it becomes a little too congested in the digestive tract. So that can happen, but most of the time it's going to be one good solid go a day, while pittas are a little bit multiple times a day. Let's see. Like I said, I should have planned this out a little bit more. I have not been good about planning these videos, but that's why I really love doing the tarot card readings, because it's just whip them out and I got it, you know, just read the cards. It's kind of quick and easy, and it's nice. While these other ones take a little bit more, you know, preparation beforehand, which I guess I didn't do. So, but I end up watching these videos later and I'm like, gosh, I missed that. I wanted to say that and I missed it. So I do need to do better at, you know, getting that done, doing the extra work, because you guys are worth it. You guys are worth it. I so appreciate each and every one of you. You have no idea. I cannot believe, I think we're up to 135 subscribers. Like, what? I started with 0, guys. I started with 0. I had no subscribers, so I can't believe that I got over 100 people who want to hear what I have to say. Like, I'm truly, truly grateful. It makes me speechless. It really does. I'm like, because that's my thing. That's my thing, where I question the fact that, you know, I question my self-worth. I'm too self-critical, things like that, as you've learned in my self-love spell jar, the things that I tend to nitpick at. And look at that. Like, wow. I have people to support me. That is the most, like, self-fulfilling thing that I could possibly ask for. Like, my heart is full. My heart is so full. So I'm just, thank you. Thank you to every single subscriber, every single person who's watched the video, who's liked the video, who's commented. Like, you don't go unnoticed. I really, truly, truly appreciate each and every one of you. So just sending out take a second to just send my gratitude out, because I really do love you guys. It means a lot, because this was not something that I had, you know, had envisioned for myself, me on camera. That's definitely not what I had thought that I would ever be doing. But here I am. So, yeah, I think that is everything that I wanted to say about it. We're going to go definitely a bit deeper into Ayurveda as these days progress. You just have to stay tuned. Click that little bell, because apparently that's what you got to do to get notified. My alarm's going off, so I guess I'm going to head out of here. Thank you again. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.